You already know that men are endlessly fascinated by your boobs. That much is obvious and probably no secret at all. But here's the part almost nobody ever explains to you. What's really happening in his mind when his eyes sneak down for that little glance? Because while you might assume it's nothing more than lust, distraction, or a quick habit, there's actually something far more layered, deeper, and even surprisingly sweet happening behind the scenes. Today I'm going to reveal exactly what guys secretly want to do with your boobs. And trust me, it's not always what you're thinking. Some of it is playful, some of it is emotional, and some of it will genuinely surprise you. Before we dive in, let me set the tone clearly. This conversation is not just about the physical side of attraction. It's about psychology, emotions, the playful ways men connect with women, and the hidden triggers that spark desire. Because once you understand this, you'll never again feel irritated or roll your eyes when his gaze drifts a little lower than your face. You'll know what's really happening in that exact moment, what he's craving silently, and how that glance is connected to something deeper. And when you understand that, you'll know how to use it to build intimacy, to create stronger desire, and even to bring more depth into your relationship. See, the truth is this: to men, boobs are not just boobs. They're symbols, they're triggers. They awaken emotions he often doesn't consciously understand himself. They make him feel safe, they make him feel proud, they remind him of playfulness, and yes, sometimes they make him feel absolutely crazy about you in ways he can't even put into words. Here's the funny part: most men will never admit this out loud. They'll keep those thoughts private, laugh about it with their friends in a joking way, or just quietly enjoy the moment inside their own head. But deep down, every single one of them has these little secret desires. Some are light-hearted, some are sweet, and some are borderline worshipful. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down. I'll reveal 5 things men secretly want to do with your boobs, and I'll show you how understanding each of them can completely shift the way you view his attraction. And ladies, by the end of this, you won't just feel sexy, you'll feel powerful. Because when you truly understand how men think, you stop second-guessing yourself. You stop wondering if you're enough. Instead, you start owning your natural allure with confidence. So ready? Let's dive into the first secret. Let's begin with something that's often underestimated or dismissed. Men don't just look at your boobs, they admire them. And I don't mean in the quick, lusty caveman way that movies and jokes always portray. I'm talking about genuine, lingering admiration. To him, your boobs are like a masterpiece of art, a sculpture worthy of a museum, a painting that deserves $1 million stare. Think about it for a second. When you stand in front of a stunning piece of art, what do you naturally do? You pause, you lean in, you take in the details, you notice the curves, the balance, the texture. That's exactly what's going on in his head when his eyes drift toward your chest. He's not just repeating boobs, boobs, boobs like some cartoon caveman. His inner voice is saying, wow, that's beautiful, that's feminine, that's hers. And here's the surprising twist. This admiration isn't always about sex. Often it's simply about awe. Just like someone can admire the way sunlight hits a painting or the way architecture looks against the sky, he's appreciating the way your body carries itself. He's noticing the way your boobs rest in that top, the way they move slightly as you walk, the natural poetry of your form. For him, it's visual music, and it makes him pause. Now here's where it gets funny. Most men will never say this out loud. Why? Because they don't want to sound too emotional or soft. They'd rather stay cool, make a cheeky joke, or keep it all to themselves. But if you could actually peek inside his head during one of those moments, you'd hear thoughts like, God, she's stunning, or I can't believe she's mine. And yes, sometimes it's just a simple primal, but that's the point. It's more than surface level. Ladies, I want you to really let this sink in. Your boobs, in his eyes, are not isolated body parts. They're part of the bigger picture of you. When he admires them, he's admiring you. It's not about comparing you to some magazine cover. It's not about whether they're large, small, round, or perky. Men aren't obsessed with technical details the way women sometimes think they are. What he's focused on is how they belong to you, how they fit your body, how they're uniquely yours. That's why I always say, Don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to look a certain way to be loved. To him, your boobs are already perfect because they are attached to you. Now here's why this matters so much for attraction. Admiration creates value. When he looks at you in awe, he's not just aroused. He's emotionally invested. He feels lucky. He feels chosen. And that mix of feelings, desire plus gratitude plus pride, is the emotional cocktail that keeps him hooked on you. Think about it this way. Have you ever noticed a man pause mid-sentence when you're wearing a low-cut dress or a certain top? That little pause isn't just distraction, it's admiration short-circuiting his brain. He wants to keep looking because it feels good to him. It gives him a little dopamine hit, like a reward. Just as art lovers go back to their favorite gallery again and again, men will keep sneaking glances at you because you trigger the same emotional reward system. So what's the takeaway here? Don't underestimate admiration. When a man is looking, it's not always something to sigh about or dismiss. Sometimes it's his silent way of saying, "You take my breath away." And the more you understand that, the more confident you'll feel standing tall, owning your body, and embracing your presence. Because ladies, here's the bottom line. To a man who's truly into you, your boobs are not just flesh and skin. They are art. They are beauty. They are his favorite masterpiece, and he never gets tired of admiring them. Now let's talk about something men almost never say out loud, but every single one secretly feels. Men crave comfort from your boobs. Yes, you heard that right. Beyond the jokes, beyond the cheeky stares, beyond the moments of admiration, sometimes what a man truly wants is to simply rest there. Picture this scene. He's had a long, exhausting day. Work drained him. Traffic was terrible. Maybe his boss made him feel 2 feet tall. He comes home, slumps onto the couch, and what does he quietly crave most? To lay his head on your chest, to breathe, to disconnect from the world for just a few minutes. That moment, ladies, is not about lust at all. It's about peace. To him, your boobs are like a built-in pillow, but it's deeper than comfort. They symbolize warmth, nurturing, and safety. When his head rests against you, it's like the weight of the world melts away. And here's the part you won't hear him admit. He'll never say it at the bar with his friends. Imagine him confessing, "Hey man, you know what I really need? To cuddle her chest like a baby." He'd never go there. But inside, that's exactly the truth. He won't openly say it. He may never put it into words, but deep inside, that's exactly what he longs for. And do you know why this matters so much? Because most men don't have many places in their lives where they can be truly vulnerable. Out in the world, every single day, he is expected to act strong, firm, and decisive. He's supposed to be the one who keeps it together, the one who doesn't break, the one who always knows what to do. But when he's with you, when he's resting against your chest, that's when he finally allows himself to let go of all that weight. That is the one moment he gets to remove the armor he wears for everyone else. To him, it becomes his safe zone, the one private space where he feels small in the best way possible, where he feels comfort instead of pressure, and where he doesn't have to perform or prove himself. And let's get a little playful here for a second. You've probably noticed this already. Maybe you're curled up together watching a movie, and slowly but surely, he starts sliding down lower and lower until his head lands perfectly against your chest. That is not random, ladies. That is no accident. That is his quiet little strategy. His sneaky way of entering his comfort zone without making it obvious. On the outside, he may act casual, pretending it's just about relaxing, but inside his mind he's thinking, "This feels like heaven," and here's where your real power shows. Because when you let him have that moment, when you allow him to be soft and unguarded with you, you're giving him something nobody else in his life can provide. Not his best friends, not his colleagues, not even his family in the same way, only you. And that is exactly what makes you unforgettable to him, because in his eyes, you're not just the attractive woman he desires physically, you're the one person who gives him emotional safety, the secret haven he quietly needs but will never directly ask for. Just pause and think about this. Why do so many men become deeply attached after intimacy? It's not only the physical closeness, it's also the feeling of being held, the warmth of your chest against his head, the closeness that makes him feel like he has finally found where he belongs. That moment goes beyond biology. It touches psychology. Men crave comfort and safety just as much as they crave physical passion. And believe it or not, your chest becomes the bridge between those two worlds. It's not just physical attraction, it's emotional medicine. So here's the truth you need to remember. Never underestimate the power of that comfort. The next time he lays his head against your chest, don't dismiss it as laziness. Don't roll your eyes thinking he's just being goofy. And don't treat it as some silly little habit. Recognize it for what it truly is, a raw, unspoken moment of trust. He's telling you without words, I trust you, I feel safe here, I can finally be myself with you. And let me tell you something important. When a man feels that kind of safety with you, he isn't going anywhere, because that kind of experience is rare, it's intimate, and once he has it, it becomes addictive in the best way. So yes, men secretly want to do a lot of different things when it comes to your chest, but one of the sweetest, most overlooked desires they have is simply this: they want to use it for comfort. To them, it's the world's most perfect pillow, and when you let him have that experience, you're not only giving him rest, you're creating a deeper emotional bond that ties him closer to you than anything else could. Now, ladies, let's move to a lighter, more playful side of things, because here's the reality. Men don't just admire your chest like it's a piece of art, and they don't only lean on it for comfort like it's a pillow. Sometimes they just want to have a little fun. Now, before you roll your eyes or think he's being childish, let me explain. Men carry this playful, boyish energy inside them that never really goes away. You've seen it before, that mischievous streak they get, the one that makes them poke you, tease you, or tickle you just because it makes them laugh. Well, that same playful energy shows up when it comes to your chest. Think about it. To him, your chest is like the ultimate stress ball. It's soft, bouncy, fun to touch. It's basically nature's fidget toy. And let's be honest, guys love fidgeting. They love squeezing, poking, playing. And sometimes it's not about being sexual at all. It's about letting his silly side meet your sexy side. And here's something important. You might think it's just immaturity, but in reality, when he's being playful with your body, it's his way of bonding with you. It's his way of saying, I feel so comfortable around you that I don't have to act too serious. I can be goofy, I can laugh, I can just enjoy you. That playful intimacy is what keeps a relationship alive. Because let's face it, if everything in your relationship is only serious, only intense, and only heavy, it can become exhausting. But when there's room for play, when he feels he can be silly with you and you let yourself laugh with him, that is when the relationship becomes fun, fresh, and lasting. Men are under constant pressure to stay in control, to be providers, to act like they always know what they're doing. But when he's with you, when he's teasing you, when he's grabbing or poking in those cheeky ways, he's letting all of that pressure go. He's allowing himself to feel light-hearted, almost like a kid again. Only this time, he's not playing with toys. He's playing with something way more exciting to him. You've probably noticed it already. Maybe he sneaks a playful poke when you walk past him in the kitchen. Maybe he rests his hands on you in public in a way that feels protective, yet also a little cheeky. That's not random. It's instinct. It's his body's way of saying, you make me happy, you make me laugh, you make me feel free. And here's the funny part. You might act annoyed, but deep down, you love it. Because those playful little moments are proof that he's still captivated by you, still drawn to you, still can't resist you. And let me tell you, that kind of playful energy is priceless in a long-term relationship. So here's what you need to remember. When he's playful with your body, don't dismiss it as childish. See it for what it really is, a love language, a private, exclusive way he connects with you and only you. He's not doing this with anyone else. It's reserved just for you. And that exclusivity builds connection, it fuels attraction, it keeps things alive. because attraction isn't just about dressing in lingerie or striking a sexy pose. Attraction is also about laughing together, being unpredictable, being fun, and letting your light-hearted sides come out. So yes, one of the secret things men want to do with your chest is simply play, to squeeze, to poke, to laugh, to be cheeky. And when you see it for what it truly is, not immaturity, but intimacy, you'll realize that those moments of fun are golden. They are reminders that to him, you're not just a partner, you're his favorite person, his favorite toy, his favorite comfort, all wrapped in one, and that is something he will never get bored of. Now ladies, let's take this even further, because here's where things get even more interesting. While men may love admiring your chest in private, while they may enjoy leaning on it for comfort or playing with it in those silly, playful moments, there's another desire they often carry quietly, and that is this: men love showing you off. And let's be very clear, this isn't about treating you like a trophy or being possessive. It's about something deeper. It's about pride. When a man is genuinely into you, he feels like he's won the biggest prize of his life. He feels lucky, and your beauty, your presence, the way you carry yourself, including, yes, the way your chest looks in that dress or that playful top, all becomes part of that win in his mind. He wants the world to know, that's my woman. Have you ever noticed the way his chest puffs up when you walk into a room looking incredible, or that little spark in his eyes when other people notice you? That's not jealousy, that's pride. He feels proud that you're by his side, proud that he gets to call you his, and proud that other people can see how amazing you are. That's not jealousy at all. What you're seeing there is pride. It's his way of silently saying, yes, I'm the lucky one who gets to be by her side. Your curves, your chest, your overall presence, they all add fuel to that pride. And here's the part that makes it even more intense. Men don't just see sex appeal when they look at you. What really stands out to them is confidence. When you put on something that highlights your body and you carry it with certainty, it tells him that you're proud of who you are, that you're comfortable in your own skin, and that level of self-acceptance is magnetic. Men absolutely love being with a woman who radiates confidence because it reflects back on them too. Now here's the piece that might actually surprise you. When he shows you off, it isn't only about wanting people to find you attractive on a deeper, often unspoken level. It's about him wanting others to respect him. When you walk into a room looking stunning, it lifts him up as well. He feels like he's standing taller, like he's more accomplished, like he's luckier than anyone else there. And if we're being honest, in that moment, he truly is. But the most beautiful part, you don't have to be dressed in a glamorous gown or a red carpet outfit for him to feel this way. It can be the way you look in simple jeans and a fitted top, the way you carry yourself casually at brunch, or even the way you curl up in a tank top on a quiet Sunday. To him, it doesn't require effort. He's already proud to have you as you are. This is why I always encourage women not to hide their bodies or shrink away from them. Don't cover yourself out of fear or insecurity. When you embrace who you are, he gets to embrace it too, and deep down he wants to. He longs to show you off, not loudly, not in an arrogant way, but subtly, with the way he gazes at you, the way he laces his fingers with yours, or the way he gently places his hand on the small of your back when you're together in public. That's his quiet message to the world saying, look at her, isn't she amazing? And she's with me. I know some women start to think, but what if I don't like my chest? What if I don't always feel confident? Here's the truth you need to hear. He doesn't notice the insecurities you pick apart in front of the mirror. What he sees is the woman who captured his attention, the woman who excites him, the woman who stands out to him. He notices what makes you unique, not what you label as flaws. And when you step into confidence, even if at first you're only pretending to feel it, you multiply his attraction 10 times over, because confidence is more magnetic than any physical detail. So yes, one of the things men secretly want is to proudly show off your chest, not in a trashy, disrespectful way, but in that raw, masculine way of saying, she's mine, I'm lucky lucky, and I want the world to see just how lucky I am. And the next time you're out together and you notice him sneaking glances at you or carrying himself a little taller, know this: it isn't just about showing off your curves, it's about showing off you. We've talked about admiration, we've touched on comfort, we've covered playfulness, we've even explored pride. But there's one more secret desire that men almost never admit out loud, and that is this: men secretly want to worship your chest. Now, before you laugh or brush that off, let's break down what that really means. When I say worship, I don't mean candles, chanting, or anything theatrical, though honestly some men might if they thought they could get away with it. What I mean is that on a deep, primal level, your chest feels sacred to him. It's like this holy grail of desire that triggers passion, awe, and reverence all at once. Think about it for a moment. Men don't often encounter softness in their daily lives. Their world is filled with firm handshakes, rough textures, hard chairs, endless work stress, sharp edges everywhere they turn. And then there's you. You bring softness, warmth, and comfort into his world. To him, being close to you feels like touching something heavenly, something rare, something worth cherishing. This is why when he's with you, he doesn't just want to glance or casually touch. He wants to savor. He wants to hold, kiss, and give attention with a kind of focus that tells you it matters to him. Because to him, it's not just a physical thing. Your chest symbolizes everything he finds irresistible about femininity. It represents allure, tenderness, intimacy, and everything he can't get enough of in you. But here's the part most women underestimate. This kind of worship isn't only about physical desire. For him, it also creates emotional connection. When he's focusing on that part of you, when he's giving tender attention, what he's really saying in his own language is, "This is where I lose myself in you. This is the part of you that makes me feel alive." And I want you to truly feel the meaning of that. Worship doesn't mean he forgets about the rest of you. In fact, it's the opposite. When a man is deeply invested, that attention to your chest becomes a focal point of admiration that connects to all of you. Your laughter, your smile, your energy, your confidence, it all ties together in his mind. His worship is just one way of saying, "I see you completely, and I want every part of you." And here's something powerful you might not have thought about. When you allow him to worship you in that way, it doesn't just please him, it empowers you. It lets you lean into your femininity and embrace the experience of being admired, adored, and celebrated. Too many women shrink themselves thinking, "Oh, he's just obsessed with my body." But the truth is, your body is his canvas of desire, and your chest feels like the crown jewel of that canvas. This is why men remember these moments so vividly, even long after time has passed. He'll never forget the moments you let him worship you, the moments you gave him permission to get lost in you, the moments you allowed him to surrender control in the best possible way. Because to him, that kind of worship is not shallow lust, it's a form of devotion. So yes, men secretly want to worship your chest, not just to look or touch, but to honor, to treasure, to treat it like it's magical and rare, something worth celebrating. And when you let him, you don't just spark his desire, you ignite his loyalty and devotion. Because in those moments, he's not only worshiping one part of your body, he's worshiping you. Now, let's bring it all together. We've uncovered the 5 secret things men want to do with your chest. They want to admire it like it's art. They want to use it as comfort, like a safe space. They want to play with it with the energy of a mischievous boy. They want to show it off proudly as proof of their luck. And yes, they want to worship it as something sacred. Here's the deeper truth though. It's never only about the physical. It's about what it represents in his heart and mind. Admiration shows he finds you beautiful. Comfort shows he feels secure with you. Playfulness shows he can relax and laugh with you. Pride shows he's grateful for you. And worship shows he's in awe of you in a way words can't fully capture. Once you understand this, you stop labeling his looks, touches, or playful behavior as shallow. You begin to see them as his unique way of expressing love, attraction, and connection. His little glances, his way of resting his head against you, his playful moments, they're not about objectifying, they're about bonding. They're about saying, You amaze me. I can't get enough of you. So the next time your man sneaks a look, lays his head on your chest, or starts teasing playfully, don't dismiss it. Smile at it. Lean into it. Recognize it for what it is. In those moments, he isn't just caught up in your body. He's completely caught up in you. And now I want to hear from you. Out of the 5 secret desires we've uncovered, which one surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments because I read every single one. And if you want to keep diving into the truth about what men secretly feel and desire, make sure to hit that subscribe button and become part of this community of strong, confident, irresistible women. Because trust me, the next secret I reveal will take your understanding to a whole new level.